What is going on, everybody? I'm excited. This is we call it the weekend closing promo. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. I kind of like the name. I don't know how Casey feels about the name. It makes sense. It's wrestling closing promo. It's on the weekend. We do it on the weekend. We closing up the week. We wrapping it up and whatnot. But it's the weekly wrestling review show. We'll find a real name for it later. We tried it before and then it kind of just fizzled out. So I don't know how long it's gonna last, but we'll try it anyway. The plan is just for future reference for those watching. For future reference, the plan is to do it on the weekend, either that Friday or that Saturday, maybe even that Sunday. Might even be easier without football right now. And we'll wrap up the week that just passed because doing it like this one's out on a Tuesday, so it makes the week really weird because like you have Raw that happened yesterday, but that's it. So we're gonna be reviewing the week on that started on March the 6th, which was last week, and let's start with the first show we had last week, which was Monday Night Raw. Um, During the show, we'll just give like a favorite moment, like maybe a promo or a segment that was kind of enjoyable, and then um, we'll give a kind of match of the night. For mine, I think for Raw, I'm trying to think because I didn't really get to watch all of Raw. I just watched some of Raw last week. I watched the Y2AJ versus the New Day was probably our match of the night. It was a really good match there at the end of the show. I'm trying to think of a segment per se. I can't think of one right off the top of my head that just because I didn't take notes on it obviously, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. I don't really get to even watch Raw anymore. But it seemed like it wasn't like a terrible show, but it wasn't like, oh my God, it's the best show ever. It wasn't like the best show, especially since we've had Shane come back recently. But Casey, what would be your kind of moments of the week for Monday Night Raw?
Uh, I'm trying to remember back. It's so hard when we don't regularly review Raw or take notes on it. Um, I mean, the Y2AJ match was good. I kind of was fast forwarding through it a little bit last week because I watched it late. But yeah, there wasn't really. I feel like there wasn't really any really memorable segments in that Raw. It was kind of which is weird because the past couple weeks we've had at least one or two, memorable segments getting ready for WrestleMania, whether it's Shane McMahon or Vince or something like that. But I felt like we didn't really have anything this past Monday.
I think
I
the
think
only
the only
thing
thing
we
we
had
had
was
was
what was it? Undertaker thing. I think that might have been the only thing. I don't think apparently it wasn't that good, but I mean it was the Undertaker was on Raw, so that's kind of special, I guess.
yeah. Oh yeah. Because I remember I texted you about it because it wasn't. It was weird. It was cool seeing. Obviously, anytime Taker's on Raw anymore, it's kind of cool just because it's more of a rarity, I guess. Just because I don't want to call him a part timer now, but he's not full time. We don't see him all the time, but the it wasn't even a promo that he cut. It was just saying basically Shane's blood is on your hands to Vince, but even the way he said it, it didn't, it didn't sound like Taker. It didn't sound, convincing. Something about it just sounded off. Um, but it still got me excited for Mania.
Oh yeah, alrighty. So let's go into Tuesday night, which is TNA Impact Wrestling, I guess. Is what we call it. It was Kurt Angle's final match in the farewell tour. I think as far as a memorable kind of segment, I think it had to be the Grado thing because it was hilarious. Grado still in the case and kind of getting over on Eli Drake, and apparently they posted something. this week a little bit, like a couple days ago, I think, where Grado was taking a picture with somebody and Eli Drake was still in the case. So that's kind of the proof. I don't know if I feel like they're going to show it on this week's TNA. It's a live show too coming up this week, actually tonight. So that should be interesting. And then my match of the night, I think I got to go with. I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley. I just thought it was a good match. Sets up Bobby Lashley strong to do some things later on, I guess. More than anything, I'm thinking they may do something with him and Drew since they both kind of beat Galloway. I mean, they both kind of beat Angle. Galloway beat himself. No, they both kind of beat Angle, so I guess that sets up something with them maybe in the future. I'm excited for this week's show. It should be a pretty good show. Any memorable moments from TNA?
I think the most memorable was like you said, the Grado. But I would say my favorite match was the King of the Mountain title match, because that's something that's supposed to be interpromotional, which hasn't happened yet. But we don't see it as often, at least not the traditional King of the Mountain match, which we got this time. And there was some guys that we don't see as often, or we were kind of questioning why they were in this match for whatever reason. But I felt like that was a good match, and I still think Bobby Roode versus Kurt Angle was a better match. And I'm still confused why his last match wasn't in the U.S., considering he is, the first ever Olympic gold medalist in, wrestling history, pro wrestling history. Why would he not, why would his last match not be in the States?
That might have been something that they couldn't even control either. You gotta think. They probably already had it booked out, and you never know with those situations. It's kind of hard to, figure out those situations all the time, especially from a fan standpoint, because it seems like we know more than we do, and we really don't. When you think about it, like we know a lot, but we don't know everything. I think that I've noticed that over the past couple of months. It's interesting to me. But next, let's get into Wednesday night, which was NXT. I don't really know how to do this one. This was one match and one segment. So, match of the night: Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. Segment of the night: Baron Corbin and William Regal thing. No, I mean, I guess we can just give our overall thoughts on the show because there's really nothing we can do if we're kind of excited for next week's show or whatever. Obviously, I'm excited for the show coming up on Wednesday tomorrow. So that should be it should be a pretty good show. Kind of see the fallout from this match. It's cool that Sami Zayn's on the main roster now. Kind of wondering what they're going to do with him. And then let's see. I mean, I don't really know what to say. The match was good, but it was kind of surprising. Casey, any I guess reactions to NXT?
This was the beginning of WWE listening to us too exactly. We kept saying we want more wrestling. We don't want all these promos. And what do? They give us one match in a show. One match that's the entire show. I mean, which wasn't bad. I mean, it was an hour. We've had in the past 60-minute Iron Man matches. It's just like we were saying before when we were reviewing this show last week. I think they should have let us know that this was going to be the only match, because like they said, they were supposed to have a tag team title match that night. There was supposed to be another match and another match. And, it kind of got you excited to see, okay, this is going to start out the show. That's fine. Then we're going to see all these matches. This person's going to be there and this person's going to be there. And then the match kept going and going and going and going. And there was a minute there where I was like, they're almost at the end of the show. What the hell? But I mean, it was a good match. I just like I said, I think they should have let us know. Okay, this is going to be like a 60-man Iron Man match or a 60-minute time limit, something like that. So we kind of were expecting it a little bit more. But it was a really good match, and I like the segment opening it up with Baron Corbin, setting the match with Austin Aries up, which I'm excited for.
Alrighty. I think also Wednesdays, Lucha Underground. Maybe even Ring of Honor still. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I haven't watched Lucha Underground, so I was just saying that it is. I haven't watched Lucha Underground yet. I'm still trying to. I'm probably going to catch up on it at some point, but I just haven't really been able to watch it. Ring of Honor. It's been a while for me. I was gonna like try to catch up, but then I was like, I'm just gonna skip ahead because if I try to catch up, I'll never catch up. I'll try my hardest to catch up and never catch up. Did you get a chance to watch Ring of Honor this week, or I don't know even what day it comes on anymore. I don't even know what channel it's on.
I think this past week was the finals of the Top Prospect. If I'm correct on my weeks, I've been watching Ring of Honor every week, but I've been watching it different days every week, so it's kind of hard to keep track. And plus, I watch it. I think it's on Pop TV or something like that now. But
really? Are they just following TNA?
I don't know, but they keep playing the same episode multiple times a week, so it's so confusing. Like they'll play it at the normal time of like 11 p.m. or something on whatever day, and then they'll play it at like 4 a.m. one day and 4 a.m. another day. So I get like 5 different recordings of the same Ring of Honor show.
How was Ring of Honor, by the way? Is it still enjoyable to watch, or has it gone down, or has it gone up?
I mean, it's Ring of Honor.
It's true. I mean, last time I talked to Justin, he was like, "Oh, Ring of Honor's on a downspin or something." So I was just wondering.
Justin.
It's true. That's true. Justin's the guy that complains about TNA but doesn't watch it, and I'm like, but how you gonna complain about Donald Trump but you ain't voting? I'm just saying. Anyway, but next we're going to Thursday, which was Smackdown. I actually watched Smackdown this week for once in my life. In like quite some time, I watched Smackdown. I haven't watched Smackdown since Mauro Ranallo started commentating. So I actually got a chance to watch Smackdown. I didn't watch it like in depth, but I did kind of watch it. As far as the segment is concerned, I think the Miz TV segment was fun. With Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I like the Miz a lot. I'm thinking they're gonna throw him in that Intercontinental Championship match because apparently they're trying their best to stay away from Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn 1-on-1. I don't know why, but they are. So apparently they're trying to do something with that. Obviously, it was kind of funny. But you also had the Miz, kind of throwing his weight around like, oh, I have more experience than you, or I have a lot of experience, or something like that. You just walk in here, or something like that. And then Sami Zayn's like, I've been doing this for 14 years, So that's always kind of cool. I'm glad that WWE does that. They kind of let them use their prior experience over people's heads a little bit. I just think that's a cool little thing. And then as far as a match, I'm trying to think. The one I remember most is the 8-man tag match at the end of the night. Let's see. Let me look through really quick. The one I remember most is the 8-man tag match of the 8-man tag match, which was the main event. But I think I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn and Noah versus Kevin Owens and The Miz. Kevin Owens just walked out of the match, but it was a pretty good match. I really do think SmackDown's doing better than Raw right now, and I think it's just because it's easier to book that 2-hour show anyway. Because if you want to say it's Raw 2.0, I've said it before too. Still, compare Raw 1 to Raw 2, I guess. So it wasn't a bad show. But any thoughts on SmackDown? Did you get a chance to watch it, or?
I have not been able to watch it yet. I've been trying to watch SmackDown more because you do have Amaro on there now. So commentary-wise, it's easier to watch. And I think I heard one of my friends is somebody I know is supposed to be on because I know, WWE, TNA, those companies will, when they're in different cities, will use indie guys, whatever, as like security or extras or whatever like that. So he said he was going to be on it. So I've sometime in this month. So I've been trying to watch it more. But even just because I feel like I've always felt like SmackDown, where it lacks in sort of entertainment, everyone like kind of always shits on SmackDown. But in general, I feel like there's more actual wrestling on SmackDown. I feel like we don't get as many useless segments. I mean, it is sort of Raw 2.0, but it's getting better. I think they're trying to build it up more. But I'm excited to watch it.
Alrighty, I know you're excited. This was the last show of the week, actually. The last show of the week, WWE Roadblock. It was one of those shows that was just built up a lot for it not to really be anything or do anything.
Correction, to not do anything. Not really do anything. It just did nothing.
That's true. That is true. It did nothing at all. I think there was only one true segment in this show. It was the New Day presentation of the Bootios. I think was the only segment. It was funny though. So I'll give my segment of the night for Roadblock to that, and I will go with my match of the night as actually being Enzo and Cass versus the Revival. I thought it was a really, really good match. It was nice to see NXT guys on a main roster something. I don't even know if you call this a show. Something. A main roster something. So how do you feel about WWE Roadblock?
This was a waste of a show. I was pissed off enough just watching it from home. I would have been even more pissed if I was somebody who attended that show, because I'm pretty sure they probably, booked it and sold tickets as, a special event or a pay-per-view. So, tickets were probably more expensive than, say a Raw or a SmackDown, as pay-per-views usually are. And if you paid extra money to go to this show and you got this show, I would have been pissed. I would have demanded a refund. I would have been done. But like you said, it was so much buildup and they did nothing. We know nothing. We know less than we did after Roadblock or after Fastlane right now. I will give obviously the only segment of the night, but it was a pretty entertaining segment with the New Day and the stupid Bootios. They actually make freaking... Anyway, I don't know if it's actual, like, if it's just like a plastic box. I don't know, or if they actually... I really hope it's not actual cereal, because it's no. But I'll say match of the night for me was going to be the probably the main event, even though freaking Ambrose won, and then we're going to do some stupid bullshit twist where his leg was under the rope, even though you didn't see it in any camera angle and they showed no proof of this at all.
It was funny. I saw another angle of it, but it was not on there. They just said
I'm done.
Alrighty. So let's get into news and rumors, I guess. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. we got the Ken Anderson being released from TNA. That kind of made noise. Apparently, he's done an interview since then, kind of not backing away from his comments, but he was like, I kind of had to do what I had to do because he had to kind of play with the crowd a little bit. He didn't really like mean what he said. He just had to kind of play with the crowd a little bit because that's what the crowd was saying. So he was like, why not? I mean, it is Mr. Anderson. He's kind of outlandish anyway with the stuff he says. We have the Neville injury, which I've seen videos of it, but I haven't watched Raw, but I have seen videos of the match and kind of the controversy with the referee and whatnot. So that's another blow to WWE. I know Casey and I were talking today. We were like, so they're just gonna like just not do anything until WrestleMania. They're just gonna no promos, no video packages, no matches for fear of injury. Because I don't even know, man. I don't even know what's going on. Like it's crazy, man. I think Neville might have competed at the Arnold Classic thing too, because he's kind of still affiliated with NXT because he's not doing as much on the main roster. So he might have competed at that too. So it's not like he's been competing any less just because we haven't seen him on TV. Let's see. I think the last bit of news I saw was Okada, the Rainmaker, apparently is being heavily eyed, maybe even signed at this point by WWE. So I was talking to Casey again, and I was like, WWE signing another big Japanese star to not use them well. I'm also waiting, and this is not a news and rumors thing, but this is just my personal kind of opinion at this point. I'm also waiting for Hideo Itami to come back. I'm like what at first it was like a really minor injury, and then we haven't seen him in like a year. It feels like I don't think it's been a full year, but it's been a while. But any thoughts on any other news and rumors? Any other news and rumors you want to talk about?
I haven't really looked too much into the Ken Anderson thing. I heard about the video. I haven't actually watched it or anything. So I don't know all the details of what happened, why he was released, but part of me doesn't surprise me. I felt like they weren't really using him well. The past, couple months he was there. He was just kind of used for filler. Or just thrown in a random match or, storyline. So, I mean, whatever actually happened, I don't know, backstage wise, but I mean, if he can get out of that, if he's out of his contract now with TNA, obviously they released him or whatever. So he can still go to multiple companies. I mean, there's a bunch of indie companies that would, obviously want him to wrestle for them. I could see him going to, Ring of Honor and doing some good stuff there. I've seen people talking about, rumors possibly returning to WWE. I don't know. That would be cool. Obviously, we all loved him when he was in WWE originally. I think he would be loved just as well. It's just how, what's his, standing with the McMahons, what's his standing with management and whatever. The Neville injury, I heard he, I guess, broke his ankle and shin, which is just, I mean,
how do you even break your shin? I didn't think that was possible.
I don't know.
Like, I know it's a bone, but I just thought it was one of those things that just doesn't happen.
He did it. I don't know how. I mean, that sucks. I mean, obviously, he wasn't in any main storylines on either, NXT or the main roster. So, I mean, it's not like he's necessarily losing his opportunity at, NXT Dallas. I don't think he was in a match at Dallas or Mania, but at the same time, it sucks for him that he's going to have to be out. It sucks for WWE because now they're down another, popular star. Pretty soon they're going to have to use their mid-card guys. They're going to have to, WWE, you're gonna have to do it. I know you don't want to. You're gonna have to. And then Okada. When you mentioned that they were eyeing him and kind of thinking about signing him, I couldn't help but think of our video talking about the brand split and how originally WWE didn't want to, after they purchased WCW, they didn't want to buy all these big guys contracts like Goldberg, Sting, all those. But now they'll throw money at all these top stars. It's like, and then they're not. I don't have a problem if they actually use them. If they take these guys and they use them well, I'm all for it. I think all of us would love to see these guys in WWE. See these guys face off against guys that they probably never would have faced off against in WWE, which would be cool. But I mean, if they do basically what they do to all Japanese stars, and I don't know why it's all Japanese stars, but they do it to Japanese stars all the time. They, give them the initial big push and, keep going with it for a while and then give up. They've done it with every single one that they have. And it sucks. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a bunch of things I'm excited for. The whatever's going on with the Bullet or Balor Club or Bullet Club or whatever, if they're actually going to do that.
One more thing I'm thinking about. I just saw it today when I was looking at WrestleMania matches or whatever. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know what to think. Like, I mean, I like it. It's a good idea, but like, give me something. Because I think the issue is the past two winners have done nothing. Cesaro won 2 years ago, and his best year was last year. And Big Show won last year, and he hasn't really done anything. He's been on the Stone Cold podcast. That's about it. So I mean, I don't really know. Like I think they got to add some other incentive because they're not carrying the trophy with them. That eventually just gets smashed like the day after or something. They're not like giving them a number one contender spot or a title shot or automatic entry into the Money in the Bank or something. Like they got to give them money or something, anything, because like if they're not going to push the guys, what's the use of having it? It's just a match to fill the card. I like the idea. I think it's great, but if you're not going to do anything with the people in it, then why are we risking? Why do we continue to risk injury for 30, 40 more people in the ring all at the same time to not do anything with the person who wins? Any thoughts on that? I know we're going over 20 minutes, but whatever.
I mean, I feel like unless there's a real, prize or incentive or something, there's no point in this. I mean, it was cool.
What do they even have left? like, do they have enough talent to even put together a battle royal?
I mean, it was cool the first and even the second time, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It was kind of cool, especially at WrestleMania 30. It was the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. Andre was in the first WrestleMania, so it was kind of cool. Second year was okay. Big Show won it, so you I don't think you were expecting too much, just because I mean, even throughout his career in WWE, you haven't really expected much from Big Show, unfortunately. I just don't know who they'll have win, or
only guy I can think of off the top of my head is Braun Strowman, but they haven't done anything with him the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. And then any thoughts on the Hall of Fame so far?
I definitely like the class. I didn't even watch the Hall of Fame last year. I meant to, but I just never got to. So I think, I think a lot of these people are like, people kind of from the Attitude Era. It seems like with the Godfather and Jacqueline, and I'm trying to think of some other ones. I can't. Obviously the Freebirds. They're before that time, but they're in it. I'm trying to think of anyone else. I thought it was cool though. Somebody had. I think it was like a kind of a spoof article about how Papa Shango was upset that the Godfather got in the Hall of Fame. He felt like he got snubbed. I just thought that was funny. Um, I'm trying to think of the other ones that are in it right now that are
I think
nominated.
Big Boss Man was in it.
Yeah, Big Boss Man. That's one that I'm glad he's finally in it. I think Big Boss Man was an unappreciated guy when he was wrestling. It seemed like I didn't get to see him like his entire career, but I know from what I've watched and what I've seen of him, I know like he just seemed underappreciated. He stayed in the Big Boss Man gimmick for quite some time. I mean, it worked for him, but I think with a gimmick like that, there's not there's only so far you can go with a gimmick like that. So I don't know. I'm wondering. I guess we have a couple of more. I'm wondering is there going to be a Warrior Award, or is there going to be a celebrity portion? I hope not, but is there going to be a celebrity portion of this year's Hall of Fame? But you know, otherwise, it seems like a very interesting class, though, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I know. I was reading some people were like tweeting and making like memes and stuff. There was like controversy with Jacqueline being put into the Hall of Fame because, we all know, the issues with China. Um, Obviously they won't let her in because there's images of her from Playboy and all that on the internet, and with WWE wanting to be more, even though they say they're moving away from the PG era, they're still wanting to, keep it family friendly. But there's you can still see videos of it, of a match where Jacqueline's top was ripped off. Uh, so there was, there was controversy. So, why is it okay for Jacqueline to be in the Hall of Fame with that still floating around the internet, but China can't be because
I mean, is that really controversial though? Because like I just feel like with that, that's like something you can't really help. Like that's a wardrobe malfunction that you can't really do anything about. Whereas China, the decision to do porn is your decision. Um, I mean, I know there's probably been some wardrobe malfunctions that have been scripted over the years, but the majority of them, not really. Um, I don't really see the controversy with it.
I don't think there should be any controversy because I think both of them. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of kids that watch WWE. A lot of kids have access to the internet a lot younger than they probably should. I mean, I didn't even have a cell phone until I was like 18, and these kids are getting iPhones at like 6. But I mean, I think that both of them should be in the Hall of Fame either way, just from what they did for the business. I mean, yeah, there's pictures of them on the internet that you don't want your kids to see, but kids are gonna see those anyway. Whether they're in the Hall of Fame or not. Somebody's gonna hear about how good China was in the Attitude Era and look up China on Google and find these pictures, or find the video of Jacqueline. I still think that shouldn't, eliminate them, either of them, from being in the Hall of Fame. Same with
Yeah,
freaking Chris Benoit.
yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's one of those things like you always try to protect your image. Even I feel like even with guys like O.J. Simpson, they like the image of the game, the image of what it is now is more than that one person getting in. That's always one of the things I think about with especially athletes with OJ Simpson and stuff still going on with OJ Simpson because he just can't stay out of trouble. But Anyway, that was your weekly closing promo, I suggest. It was pretty good little wrap up of the week. For 3/6/2016, so that entire week. It was a pretty good week, and we'll have one coming up Friday or Saturday. Not really sure yet when that's gonna happen, so it's gonna feel like it's coming really soon. But don't worry, don't worry. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're excited to have 150 now. Woo! Very excited. I know that I didn't sound excited just now. I am. I just, I got you. You just wait. You just wait. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, man. But anyway, subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a like. Follow us on Twitter. We'll see you guys later.